36. 36 looks a lot different, right? Like we've got this fraction, so that means we're going to divide. And we've got this first term, we're going to divide it by the denominator, and then we've got this second term, we also need to divide it by the denominator. So I'm going to rewrite it as two separate terms, each with that denominator, because I'm going to have a lot of canceling. Bless you. And if you like canceling, this one's kind of fun because it has quite a bit. So on the first term, 3 goes into 3 once, 3 goes into 15 5 times, x goes into x once, so it cancels, and x goes into x to the 7th, x to the 6th power, and y goes in y to the 2nd, y times. So we got rid of everything in that denominator, right? Everything canceled out. And in the numerator, we just have, what, 5 x to the 6th, and then a y, or you can write y to the 1st if you want, but just y. All right? So that's the first term. Now let's see what we can cancel out of this and reduce in the second one. So 3 goes into 3 once, 3 goes into 6 twice, x goes into x once, and x goes into x to the 3rd, x to the 2nd time, and the y over the y completely cancels. So we're left with, don't forget this minus, minus 2x squared. All right, 37 is pretty, bless you, 37 is pretty much the same except for now we've got 3 terms instead of 2. So I'm just going to write it as 8k cubed over negative 2k plus 18k squared over negative 2k minus 2k over negative 2k. So I pretty much just said the same thing right here, right? So this, normally you would go in order from left to right, but this one looks so easy, it's just going to cancel, so I'm just going to write plus 1. Because it's pretty much the same thing over the same thing. Okay? And then jump back to the first term. 8 and negative 2 are both divisible by 2, so 2 goes in there 4 times. 2 goes into negative 2, negative 1 times, so I'm going to cancel this. I'm going to bring the negative up to that numerator. And then k goes into k to the 3rd, k to the 2nd times. And again, we canceled that whole denominator, so we're left with negative 4k squared. What do you think is going to happen in that middle term? Probably going to cancel out the denominator again, right? 2 goes in here 9 times, 2 goes in here negative 1, so I'm going to bring the negative sign up here again. And then k goes into k squared, just k times, so minus 9k. Almost done. Just 2 more word problems. Number 38, the length and width of a rectangle can be expressed as 3x plus 1 and 2x minus 7. Write an expression to represent the perimeter and an expression to represent the area. Okay? It'd be much nicer if they just said it was 7 inches by 12 inches, right? But it's not. It's 3x plus 1 and 2x minus 7. Okay? So it's a little bit trickier because we have some algebra in there. So I need to start, or I should start, by drawing a what? Rectangle. Anytime it gives you a shape or a figure, go ahead and start by drawing it. And then label the sides 3x plus 1, 2x minus 7. Would it matter if I switch those? Not on a rectangle. All right, first thing we need is the perimeter. How do you find the perimeter of a polygon? You add the sides, right? So we have 2 sides that are 3x plus 1. And we have 2 sides that are 2x minus 7. if you wanted to, you could write that all out and say 3x plus 1 plus 2x minus 7 plus 3x plus 1 plus 2x minus 7. You could do it that way. You'd get the same answer. But I like to distribute, so I'm going to distribute here and here and here and here. 2 times 3x is 6x. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 2x is a 4x. And 2 times negative 7 is minus 14. Yeah. All right, like terms. A 6x and a 4x is 10x. And a 2 minus 14 is minus 12. In real life, you don't run into that very often, right? You would normally not say that the perimeter of something is 10x minus 12. You would normally say the perimeter is 48 inches or 5 feet. All right, let's look at area. How do you find the area of a rectangle? A little formula. What? Multiply, right? You're going to multiply length times width. So we're going to do 3x plus 1 times 2x minus 7. So now we need to use FOIL. First, 3x times 2x is 6x squared. Outside, 3x times negative 7 is negative 21x. Inside, 1 times 2x is 2x. Last, 1 times negative 7 is negative 7. So let's simplify by combining like terms. So we've got a 6x squared, negative 21x plus 2x, so minus 19x minus 7. Oh, I just drew right through the middle of it. That's a 6x squared. I rewrite it down there if you can't read it. And the last one, number 39, the side length of a cube can be represented by the expression x minus 5. Write an expression to represent the volume of the cube. How do you find the volume of a cube? Yes, length times width times height. A cube is a special three-dimensional figure. Why? All three are the same, like a Rubik's Cube, a 3 by 3 by 3. Okay, so on this one, for the volume, it's going to be x minus 5 to the third power, because all three of them are the same. Or you could write it like this, x minus 5 times x minus 5 times x minus 5. So we're going to FOIL these first two. So first is x times x, which is x squared. Outside, x times negative 5 is negative 5x. Inside is another negative 5x. Last is negative 5 times negative 5, which is plus 25. And we need to multiply that by this third x minus 5. But before we do that, we can combine these two, right? So let's write this x minus 5 out front. I'm just moving it. And then I'm going to write x squared minus 10x plus 25. Now it kind of looks like number 35, right? Because I have a binomial times a trinomial. So I should have 6 terms, right? 3 up top and 3 underneath. So x times x squared is x cubed. X times negative 10x is negative 10x squared. X times 25 is 25x. There's our first 3. Now let's do the negative 5. So negative 5 times x squared is negative 5x squared. Negative 5 times negative 10x is plus 50x. Negative 5 times 25 is minus 125. And then do we have like terms? Yes, we have like terms. So we've got x cubed. Got it. It's only one. And then a negative 10x squared and a negative 5x squared, so minus 15x squared. Check those two off. And then a 25x and a 50x, so 75x. Check those two off, and that's the only one that's left.